It started when 2007, 2008, there were people, I used to work, I was a banker, and I would bring cakes that I would have baked from home. And then people would ask me to give them a slice, get them to taste. Eventually people started asking for the whole cake. And slowly but surely, one cake became 5 cakes, became orders. And eventually, I got to a point where I was getting overwhelmed doing baking and banking at the same time. And I had to choose between my 2 passions. And baking. It's something that I'm an artist naturally, and I take my art into baking. Most artists would do like the paintings, the sculptures. My art is in baking. It soothes me. It gives me a sense of purpose. So basically, it's not a choice that I have. It's something that's in me. It's a gift that I was given. I'm just nurturing it to be better, to be my job. Whoa, that's the amount of cakes I've baked. Sure, it's a lot. Last week I baked 45 cakes in a week. From Monday to Friday I did 45 cakes. This week I did 35. So if we do an average estimate, in a month I could do maybe 200, depending on how God has gifted me. My emotional moment in baking was when I was recognized for the work that I did. I came to work one day and MegaFest called me and told me that they are awarding me as a female entrepreneur. I didn't think I was that good, but I guess people then recognized that my passion, and being awarded for something that you're passionate about is it's humbling. That's what I mean. My saddest moment is when I realized I couldn't bake a cake for my dad. I always used to bake cakes for everybody. Then my dad passed away when I was still doing banking. And my dream he was a lawyer, so my dream had been to bake him a cake that he would be proud of. And unfortunately, he passed on before I was able to do that for him. So yeah, that's my saddest moment. I always think about it. The happiest moment is when I do a cake for a bride and you see the excitement the moment she walks in and you know she's happy with what you've done. It's not even about the money. It's about the facial expression. And also when you bake for kids, the moment they get into my shop and they see their cake and they're screaming, and yeah, that's my reward. That's what makes me happy. I do custom baking. I do cakes for boys, for girls, for ladies. People just come in and they can tell me, this person loves cars, loves cake. Then from there, I find inspiration and do something that goes with what that person is passionate about. Be it cake, be it cars, even cake. I can make a cake and then sculpt it into another cake. And yeah, so I don't have a limit to what I can do. It was an upside down cake. The bride wanted a cake, but she wanted me to make it upside down, so it was dangling from a roof. That was crazy because the whole wedding I was not even concentrating on what was happening. I was just watching my cake, hoping and praying that it would fall. Yeah, that was crazy. No. Doing it again, I'll need a lot of convincing. I think what I've learned in baking is that as much as I love it, I also need to make it into a business, and I also need to be able to give out. So my line of giving out is I'm trying to find a way where I get to teach people, ladies, women that are not able to, well, let's say they're not able to go into working in offices, etc. Teach them that it's not always about working in the office that gives you money. You could do something that you're passionate about, be it sewing, baking. So that's where I want to come in. Even teaching orphans, people that have lost hope. I enjoy teaching ladies that come in thinking that they can't bake, but then by the time they're done with my class, they realize they actually enjoy it. And they're actually hoping they would continue for the next week again. I don't limit myself to who I bake for, because baking is an art. So if a gay person comes in, I'm very open-minded. Most artists, I think, are open-minded. So yes, I would bake for a gay person. My dream is to be international. My dream is to open a baking school as well. I want to build a legacy where by the time I leave, I will still be remembered, where my kids will always be able to start off where I've left. That's my dream. Maybe my last born, although he's 7, but he seems to be more passionate about what I do. But you never know. I don't want to limit them as well into just doing what I do. I've got my little sister's kids, they're girls. If my boys don't want to do baking, I'll then teach my little sister's kids. Because I think forcing your kids to do what you do is limiting them. They won't be passionate about it. I'm doing it because I'm passionate. So if they're passionate about it, I'll be so humble. I'll be happy, humbled. But if they're not, then I'll support them in whatever dream they have. Whoa, that's tricky. I think I'll make a map of the country, and then in the map I'll try and sculpture like different Mashingo, maybe do Great Zimbabwe, do Mutare, do a little bit of the hills, do Big Falls where there's a water fountain, do Kariba, put a bit of fish, make it more visual. I think I'll do that to show that he's leading us as the whole nation. And maybe around have kids, have people, have a nation around where the board is, to show that it's not just about, it's about the people, not just about the leading.
Thank you so much for the gift. It's a very nice gift. I'm going to enjoy it with my friends, relatives. I'll come back.